because I've been getting a lot of requests to make another video about music. And I've been getting, I wouldn't say it was tons of requests, but enough to make me decide that maybe I should try to put a few more videos out. I know I've gotten pretty lazy with it, as you know. Yeah, I don't think the last video I put out was in November. And I was just kind of talking about issues in general with where we are today. And I kind of barely touched on some of those things, but it's not that I'm not getting that many viewers, so I don't really care. It's like, I do care. And I did the video, how Cabaret Voltaire changed my life and me as a listener. And I was pretty amazed, to be honest with you. This actually really, I actually brought tears to my eyes, so I'm not sure if I'm really ready to make another video, because I'm still kind of like absorbing that. It means a lot to me. It means the world to me. You have no idea how much that, it's hard to even talk. I'm going to be honest with you. I can't talk. I felt like I was the only person in the United States that listened to that. I'm not kidding you. I got into that when I was about 18, 19 years old. So this is like 2005. I got my hands on Crackdown for the first time. That's the first album I actually heard by them. I didn't know anything about Stephen Mallender. I didn't know Richard Kirk and Steve Watson, or if I'm saying his name right, Watson. Chris Watson, who later on went off to become an engineer. I didn't know who these people were. I just couldn't believe the music I was listening to. Hours would go by, I'm still listening to it, sitting down by my radio with the CD in there, recording it onto a cassette tape so I could take it out with my Walkman. I was blown away by that. And I didn't realize how many days went by that I was still glued to the stereo. Because I've never heard anything like that. And to be fair, I have. I actually have. But this takes it to the next level. So when I was younger, like I was 10 years old, this probably was like 96, 10 years old. And I heard Brian Eno, David Byrne's collaboration, My Life in the Bush of Ghosts, for the first time. My mom had the album. I was literally married to it. Just married to that album. Carried it around in my arms, trying to get my mom to play it. Because I didn't have my own record player. So I'd beg her, please, please, please. She eventually put it on, I'd listen to it again. It's like I've never heard anything like that. Now, if you haven't heard that, check it out. Anybody in here that doesn't know My Life in the Bush of Ghosts, David Byrne and Brian Eno's collaboration, I do believe it was 1981. But if I'm getting that wrong, let me know in the comments. That was one of the albums that really changed me as a kid. And that's just one of them. I can go on for days. Clockwork Orange soundtrack was another one that a lot of you may be familiar with. It's incredibly unparalleled to even to this day. To this day. These are the things I had to work with. My mom and dad had really exquisite taste in music, and I was very spoiled as a child. I was spoiled when I went to school. I had teachers that taught what would become later, as musicology and music theory in first grade with world music. I got lucky. I'm not smarter than most people at all, by any stretch of the imagination. I just got lucky. And I grew up around incredible music. And a lot of kids my age, a lot of people my age now, still don't know anything like that. But that doesn't make them less intelligent. And hear me out on this one. Don't ever chastise somebody because they don't know what you know. Show them the door. Open it for them. There are great things out there. Things that you never know existed. And now you have a chance to find out for yourself. You have the internet, but you don't know to look those things up. How would you know that those things exist to look them up and see them through? That's what I make it my life's purpose, to open the door and show people things that may change their life. And you should do that. Everyone should do that. If you have knowledge of music, it's not about knowledge. Let me take that back. Not even knowledge. Experience. Experience. You experience things that most people did not know existed. People have to do drugs to get even halfway there. And that destroys their body. And they'll still never know what you know. Because I know you guys know some amazing things that you've experienced. And that is a treasure. And you should talk about it. We need to have that conversation. If Cabaret Voltaire changed my life, and I made a video about it, and that video can change somebody else's life, or just be reminded of their life being changed by something similar, or maybe the same band. That's what makes me want to make another video. It's about quality over quantity here. It's like you might have like 3 or 4 views and maybe 4 or 5 comments under your video. But they're all quality. Every one of them are quality. And that's going to go a lot farther than quantity. Basic YouTube channels that are real edited and really fancy. A lot of special cuts. Yeah, they're more appealing to watch. You click on them, you watch them. It might be talking about some kind of gossip that's going on with some star on YouTube or some celebrity. But that's all it is. What did you learn? All right. I like to have fun too. And I like to have that sense of humor. But I also like to learn, and I like to be a part of the learning process more than anything. Because I'm in here learning just along the way. I'm not somebody who knows stuff. I've experienced things. Amazing things. And that doesn't make me better. I'm actually a pretty boring person. But I've experienced things that I'm so grateful. All the musicians that I do look into, the things that I value. Stephen Melander is my hero. He is my biggest hero. So if you know anything about me, he's my hero. He is very sacred to me. And it's like my starter pack was, I mentioned it earlier, I think I mentioned in my last video, was Peter Gabriel and Phil Collins. Masters. Absolute masters. I just adore everything they do. And as a child, that was my starter pack. So you can imagine being 5 years old, 4 and 5 years old, being obsessed with Peter Gabriel and Phil Collins. Who am I going to be when I get older? Jeez, liking that. I mean, I knew I didn't belong when I went out in public. That kind of music didn't exist. It was nowhere to be found. And I thought that all music sounded like that. When I was a kid, I'd go out in public and suddenly I'd hear things that were unlike in every way. I couldn't find myself to like it. And of course, when I was a kid, I used to have to go to the school. I'd take a school bus. And they play the worst music. Like whatever radio station is really popular, that's what they're playing. It's Britney Spears, it's Backstreet Boys, it's NSYNC, it's Eminem. You name it, it's all under the sun. And I had to suffer through that. And I had an hour and 10-minute bus drive every day to school because I was commuting. I had to listen to that on my way to school and on my way back. I didn't have a Walkman. I didn't know I needed one. It's like, are you sure? I mean, if you're sitting on a bus like that, isn't that enough to remind you? When I stepped off the bus and I went to school, somehow I forgot the music I was listening to, or supposedly hearing in the background of my life. It was so unremarkable that I didn't remember it. Didn't even get stuck in my head. So by the time I come home from school, that desire to get a Walkman continued to kind of falter and go by the wayside, and my love of toys, which I'm an action figure enthusiast as well. I love toy and art. That would fill up my time when I come home from school. Can't wait to get home and play with my record player. So that was something that I look forward to, and I've talked about that in my last video. So some of you may know that listening to music and how to listen to music, what's happened? When you take your music with you everywhere you go, it becomes a comfort. Not that you shouldn't do it at all. Like if you're going on a road trip, maybe you're flying somewhere, taking a road trip somewhere, that's nice to have music to listen to. But when you're walking your dog, when you're going to the supermarket, when you're running some errands, I don't know, maybe leaving the music at home might be the better option. Why do I say that? And I said this before. Because music should be something you treat yourself to. See how we consume it so much? The high consumption of it? You see? Okay, so we forgot how to listen to music. A good portion of us have lost that ability to really become listeners. And so musicians, as a result, become lazier. Oh, it's cheaper to just mix a few auto-tuned lyrics and throw something together real quick. Let me be a good-looking pop star on the stage, and everything will work out fine. And unfortunately, that is actually the truth. So as a result, musicians do not see what they're capable of. They're not stretching the boundary. They're not transcending anything. They're just making the same thing. It's hard to tell the difference between anybody these days. At least we can say that. I don't know the difference between anything nowadays. And it's not even good. And I'm sure you probably know that I'm not very crazy about mainstream music. And that's what leads me to the next subject. I've been seeing a lot of videos about something called Coachella. I've never heard of it. You've never heard of Coachella? I've seen the word like all over the internet just kind of brush by. And you're going to laugh. Ready? I always thought that Coachella was some kind of an orchestra. Some kind of famous orchestra that people like. Maybe they do soundtracks. Maybe other artists perform next to that orchestra. But I thought it was some kind of an orchestra that I just never looked into yet. Maybe I'm missing out. Oh, it's a music festival. Oh, it's a music festival? There we go. Now, I'm not here. If you want to watch videos about people dogging on the music festivals and what happens and the prices of food and the camping, living like hell, there are plenty of videos for that. You already know that. I'm going to assume you already do. I want to get you to the next step now. Knowing all of that, let me ask you something. Why would you spend somewhere in the ballpark? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on my estimate, but I know it's very expensive. It's in the thousands to live like a refugee, cannot go to the bathroom. Hygiene is disregarded. To see Justin Bieber? Just to say that you brush shoulders with him? Just to make you look good? And now I told you what happened with musicians as a result of lack of listening and consumption culture. What does it do to the musician? What does it do to the artist? Shortcuts, just like we see with the film industry. Integrity is what's missing. So not only are music festivals what they are, they're these empty vessels. And we go and we act like animals. We make fools out of ourselves. We put ourselves in very unhealthy places just for a couple likes on an Instagram page. But what about the music of it? Well, that's the future of music, hasn't it become that? It's like, oh, now you see the relationship between the listener and the musician. What does that look like to you? Why would you go to that? If you don't, I'm not dogging on you. If you guys are upset and you feel angry about what I said, it's okay. I'm not saying you should never go. What I'm saying is, what's the point? Well, it's for fun. You know, it's a collaboration. What's the future of live entertainment anymore? Concerts, real concerts. Something you save up your money for, and it won't be that much money. Something worth your time. Your favorite band, something you really like Gary Numan coming to Las Vegas, for example. I'm going to have some clips of that on my channel. I'm not real good. I sat kind of towards, I was in the middle. Loved it. The music is so good that you don't care where you're sitting. I'm there to experience something greater. And Gary Numan, as you know, love the guy. Love the guy. I like and I respect what he does. To this day. The intelligence, a man has intelligence that transcends time in itself. Okay. Been a big fan of him my whole life. I remember the first album that I played on my record player when I was a kid was Pleasure Principle. Literally the first album that I pulled. I even remember the second album I pulled, Human League. That was the second album that I played. I remember everything I did because that's how much I like it. My mom had the vinyls. She went and got them at a place called Licorice Pizza during the height of the 80s and on Sunset Boulevard. You had Tower Records, I believe. Licorice Pizza and Peaches, I think was another one. My mom used to come home with all these amazing things long before my time. My dad was getting into some pretty interesting stuff too, like Todd Rundgren, and I was lucky. My gosh, I was so lucky. I grew up with good music, and there's a lot of people that don't know that exists. That's just so sad to me. And then you see these Coachella things and all these videos being made. There's Fire Festival, there, you name it. There's a whole world of music festivals out there. Whether you want to call them a music festival, that's up to you. But the music of it is probably been lost to time. I mean, it's like, well, all those musicians are like, look, it is what it is, guys. They're pop stars. They're there to be entertaining to a crowd of people that are drugged up and don't even know what time of day it is, whether it's day or night. And they're willing to spend $100 on a plate of nachos or whatever it is. They'll complain about it, but they'll still do it. The consumption culture is out of control. And that's not, music should not be treated like that. That's really appalling. It's really appalling. And I'm seeing it all the time. Yeah, it's not like it's once in a while. It seems like a lot of music festivals just don't end well. Maybe you guys had a good experience with some of them. I don't believe in them. I think Woodstock 69 happened. There were good aspects of it, though. The intentions were all in the right place. Some things kind of went wrong. It's something you do one time. And you should have let that ship sail. Well, no, you guys went to chase that ship down and topple it over, and it fell and sank in the ocean. Which it did. Now it's this Davy Jones version of it. Davy Jones Locker. It's like Dead Man World. It's like, why? It's like the inverse of what Woodstock 69 was supposed to be and what it represented. And sure, perfection was not there. We can all agree with that. But look where we are today. Why is this so surprising? Why do we keep chasing it? What are we looking for? What is the point? Why would you spend thousands of dollars to live like that? For what? It's the fun. It's the experience. That's a hell of a way to have an experience. I mean, I'm not gonna judge you. I'm not any better. I mean, look, I'm pretty boring, actually. So I guess that's kind of a one-sided argument there, huh? It's one thing to live like crap and know that you're getting paid to do it, maybe. Maybe it's some kind of a, I don't know, special thing where you win money, which I still think is crazy, but I mean, you're actually paying thousands of dollars to live like crap. And the music is all stuff I don't like. You know, it's like the things that I love, the things that I grew up loving, don't have any involvement in that stuff, which is great. You should never, if you care about musicians, you support them. And these are the kind of musicians that you should support. You know, Bandcamp pages, you know. Show people the way. Show them a world they didn't know existed. You'd be surprised. There's people that are hearing Depeche Mode for the first time and going, where was I? How old are you? Oh, I'm 38. You're 38 years old, you never heard Depeche Mode? Oh, here you go. Here, I get my whole stack. Check them out. Take your time. I want that. I want you to experience something you never experienced. There's a lot of things out there. The world's too big. But yeah, there's a lot of videos on that. And that kind of sparked my interest because I was already looking at that. And then I saw the requests. People wanted me to do more music, you know, talk about music. And a lot of people like Cab. And I was kind of teared up. And I was like, I'm not sure if I'm ready to like do a video yet because I was choking pretty good. Like that meant a lot to me. I have no idea. Everyone who left a comment, thank you so much for that. It meant the world. And it gave me more reason to keep doing this. And now maybe I do have the right idea. I like the right things for a reason. They're right for me. I'm supposed to like the things I like. If I liked what everyone else liked, my life would be so easy. If my favorite movie was Marvel movies or Fast and the Furious, and my favorite band or musician was Taylor Swift, and I had a crush on Johnny Depp, like a lot of girls do, my life would be way easier. I mean, I'm serious. My life would be way easier. But would it be better is the question. I would never trade anything about me. Anything. I like the things I like, and I'm proud of the things that I like. The things that I like, they like me back. Because they still exist all through these years later. That's amazing. To have access to music like that. When I was a kid, I struggled so hard. I found Cabaret Voltaire's the first album I ever heard was Crackdown. That's not their first album by a long stretch, but it was the first album I ever heard, and it was a lot. It was a lot to unpack. It was the most incredible thing. Nothing, I couldn't talk, I couldn't get into anything, I couldn't focus on anything. That was it. I had to digest that. And in the process of doing it, I became much better. I liked the way I was thinking, I liked the way, it's like everything's starting to make sense. Not that it didn't before. And all the things that I was so curious about were starting to make more and more sense to me. And that's the idea. See, Cabaret Voltaire, as a group, it's a kind of music that wants you to think for yourself. It's not telling you what to do. It's not telling you how to think. It's not telling you how to feel. That's up to you. That's amazing. I like that. You always listen to music and it's like the ego behind it, the pomposity behind that. What's it doing? It's like, well, it's the new thing. Well, everyone's doing that because it's popular. But it goes beyond that. It goes beyond that. What is it really doing in the long term? I mean, these festivals, I mean, they happen and then they end and they're all dead and gone. And the only people remember is the bad things because it's really all they are. That's what high consumption culture looks like. Just look up a video about Coachella. I guarantee you'll find a bunch of them. And it's like that. Is that the future of music? Not just music, but the listener. Everyone talks about music, but it's like a lot of it's our fault. When's the last time you listened to a real piece of music and you really liked it? You might even have to listen to it a few more times. When's the last time you had that experience? And be honest. Oh, well, it's okay. It doesn't matter what it is. Really liking something and liking something in a manufactured way because you want to belong to something or feel like you belong to a group of people or whatever it is different. We're not in high school anymore. You shouldn't still be trying to fit in. And people do. People do. Do you want to be, I don't know, 58, going on 60, and you're an older guy, and you have a crush on Taylor Swift? What else do you like? Oh, I think Backstreet Boys is okay. I've met those people, and it's sad. Like you're 60, you're almost 60, and that's what you got? I mean, you're way older than me. And that's it? What happened? Talk to me. You were around when all these bands were in their prime. Did you go to any of these concerts? Because these people didn't know that those things were there. They were so fixated on trying to fit in and follow the next trend. You only get older. You're not alive. You're dead. That's a dead man's life. And I feel sorry for people like that. I want to help people like that. That's what this channel is all about. Go out, take a walk. Do not bring your music with you. Try it. And I'm not interested in one of these things either. Oh, I don't use my cell phone. I don't have a cell phone anymore, so I'm living with like a regular phone. You know, people try to do that to impress you. I don't. Go somewhere else for that. It's okay to have a smartphone. But what's better is being smart about it. There's a time when you need to leave it at home. There's a time when it needs to stay in your pocket. Learn how to listen to sounds outside in your immediate vicinity. You're taking your dog out for a walk. Just listen to the normal sounds. We got to start from the beginning. Now you're probably laughing at me. What? What does that mean? What's that got to do with music? Everything. If you're a Cab fan, some of you probably know what I'm getting at. Normal sounds of just daily life and how we understand it is a lot. You see everything just by the sound. And it teaches you how to see beyond just what you want to hear. It's like as soon as you can't take the heat, you throw your headphones on. You walk around, you always got them things in your head. See what it's like. Learn how to look forward to your music. Then you'll know what you want. And you'll know exactly what to come home to after a full day's work. You know exactly what you want to listen to. I keep my music at home. You know, it's a great time to take it out. But most of the time, it's something you treat yourself to. And we forgot how to do that. We forgot how to watch films. We forgot how to watch television. We forgot how to listen to music. And that's the biggest one. What's the last thing you really enjoyed? Have you ever come back from a play, a movie theater, and something changed about you? Those are amazing things that you should have in your life. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's not. I promise you it isn't. Sometimes it's all it takes. You go to a play and you're looking to just kind of watch a nice play. Maybe it's fun. Maybe suddenly you walk away a different person. The moral of the story had an effect on you. Don't ignore it. That's good. You feel there's something greater. Hopefully it's a good thing. I have to remind you guys, so don't get any bad ideas, but you want to feel like you're really walking away with something valuable. And it's like, oh, there's something about it. It just left its mark on me. I didn't expect this play to be so good. But it was. It changed something about you. Explore that. If you always get what you want, or you go into a movie theater expecting exactly what you want, and you usually get what you expect, what kind of a life is that? That's what movies are nowadays. It's all basically Fast and the Furious, either with superheroes or dinosaurs or anything you can put with a bunch of cars blowing up. And you got yourself a movie. Yeah. We need to start looking at ourselves again. And I know that sounds like you get this a lot probably, and I know you guys do. Where does fulfillment really come from? It might be different with some of you guys. But Cabaret Voltaire taught that to me when I listened to that. Even though I liked all this other stuff in the past, it made all that matter even more. But it teaches all through composition alone. And if you don't know, Melander is a professor in Brighton University. So in case you didn't know, now you do. This guy's creating a legacy. He's an amazing person. So I do, if you don't, check him out, please do. Please check him out. Check out, if you don't know his new album, please, there's a whole world, and I can leave that in the comments if you want. There's a lot of recommendations that I can have, but I'm sure you guys know. If you clicked on my video, you're probably, there's a reason why you clicked my video. You want better music. You want to know where quality is. You want to know where to find it. And sometimes you have to dig a little harder. And I do that. But I'm going to leave you with that. I am well over my, oh my gosh. This is going to be a really hard video to upload. But there it is. So I'm going to see what happens with this and see if anybody wants to get more and more into music. And I think that's great, because I think that's a good idea. That reminds me, people are actually interested in good music. But music in general, becoming a listener rather than a consumer. All right, so we're going to leave it at